Jesus' teaching in the Beatitudes equips us with principles that enable us to act rather than react when we meet with people who insult us. In Matthew 5, at the end of the Beatitudes, Jesus says, verse 11, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice in that day and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." In other words, he's saying, look, you don't have to get all uptight. You don't have to become full of bitterness and rage and slandering the people who've done this. You don't have to seek a way of retaliation. You don't have to bear it in your heart. Just let it go and actually rejoice, because that's the way they treated the prophets. God sees, and your reward will be in heaven for you. You've got something to look forward to. You get something out of this positively rather than negatively. That's a good thing to be. In the Old Testament, we read again that God is a God who's slow to anger and rich in mercy. And the book of Proverbs prepares us for this kind of occasion. In Proverbs 12 and verse 16, "A fool shows his annoyance at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult." We don't have to be reactive. We can actually just take it in our stride and move on, draw a line, end of. But in these days, we do find that there are many people who, rather than overlooking an insult, look for insults. Political correctness, cancel culture, people are out not just to retaliate, but to make allegations, sometimes official complaints, sometimes to take legal action. And what can be just a small incident can grow into a massive issue for the lives of the people involved. Jesus is really neutralizing that if we will follow his teaching. And it's not just his teaching, it's what he did. In 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 22, it says, "When they hurled insults at him, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats." So he wasn't even saying, "Oh, you wait, God will get you on the day of..." He didn't do any of that. He bore it with meekness. Following in the footsteps of Jesus can be quite challenging, because our natural instinct, our natural reactions have to be tempered in order to follow him. But why do people get so uptight about this thing? If they're insecure, and many people are just reacting out of their insecurities, then they're knocked off course. But we know who we are. We're loved by God. Our sins are forgiven. We're secure in him. And Jesus has given us a shield that will cause these statements that people make, these situations that we may find ourselves in, just to bounce off us harmlessly. Fiery darts, not going into our heart, but falling to the ground and unable to do us any harm.